Good evening, everyone. My name is Julie, and tonight I'd like to share with you a little history of my name's origins, its popularity, and how I obtained it. But before I do any of that, I'd like to ask you a question. What is the first thing that you think of when you hear the name Julie? Is it the song by Fountains of Wayne, Hey Julie? Is it the classic tale of Romeo and Juliet? Or is it the historical figure, Julius Caesar? Well, my name did originate in ancient Rome, and to no surprise, the first variations were the male variations, Julius and Julienne, eventually transitioning into the female version we know today, Julia, and the simpler version of Julie. Now, all across the world, in different countries, Germany and France and Italy and the Portuguese, all have different variations of these names today. In France, Julie is still a very popular name. But in the US, we really didn't see the popularity start to grow until about the 1930s. It peaked at the 1970s and has since been on a slow decline. Names can give people a lot of information about where that person is from, geographically, culturally, even religiously, and of course when we're talking about lineage. For example, my mom is French, German, and Portuguese. My father is Italian and Polish. My first name do come from a lot of these different places, and my last name is Pollock, which, as you may have guessed, is indeed Polish. Names also hold a lot of meaning behind them, and a lot of those meanings hold certain attributes which people a lot of times either subconsciously or thoughtfully stand behind. So when my mom was naming me, she wanted to find something that she thought sounded pretty, something that represented a lot of different countries that my parents had come from, but also something that had a lot of attributes, a lot of meaning behind the name that she thought was important for a young lady to hold up and stand true to. So she named me Julie, which means youthful, and my second name Anne, which means gracious one. Now, she'll tell me a little story about how when I was just 6 months old, I started using a napkin on the sides of my face so that I would be clean by the end of the mealtime. Well, I can assure you, that amount of grace, especially around mealtime, has gone way out the window. These days, I'm usually covered in food by the end of the meal. But people will give me the compliment that I appear to be young for my age. So I hope that you too have enjoyed learning about the history of your name, its origins, and the meaning behind it. Thank you.